What happens when America's sweetheart Jennifer Lawrence sits down for what should be a routine morning show interview only to find herself facing the most hostile questioning of her career? What you're about to hear will shock you because behind the polished smiles and bright studio lights of Good Morning America, a verbal war was brewing that would end with security being called and one of Hollywood's biggest stars being escorted off the set. If you want to hear how this explosive confrontation unfolded word by word, make sure to hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below telling me which celebrity interview moment shocked you the most, because this story is going to leave you speechless. It started like any other Tuesday morning at the ABC studios in Times Square. Jennifer Lawrence had arrived early for her scheduled appearance on Good Morning America promoting her latest film project. The actress, known for her candid personality and quick wit, seemed relaxed as she settled into the guest chair across from Robin Roberts. The cameras weren't rolling yet, but the tension in the studio was already palpable to anyone paying close attention. Robin Roberts, the veteran morning show host with decades of experience, had her notes spread across the desk in front of her. Something about her demeanor seemed different that morning, more intense than her usual warm, welcoming presence. Production assistants bustled around making final adjustments to lighting and sound equipment, unaware that they were about to witness television history in the making. As the countdown began, Jennifer flashed her trademark smile and adjusted her position in the chair. She had done hundreds of interviews before, from late-night talk shows to major awards ceremonies. Nothing could have prepared her for what Robin Roberts had planned. The red light flickered on, signaling they were live to millions of viewers across the country. Robin's professional smile appeared instantly as she looked directly into the camera. "Good morning, everyone. I'm Robin Roberts, and we're here with Academy Award winner Jennifer Lawrence." Robin began, her voice carrying that familiar morning show cadence. "Jennifer, thank you for joining us this morning." "Thanks for having me, Robin," Jennifer replied, her voice bright and cheerful. "I'm excited to be here." But Robin's next words would set the tone for everything that followed, and they were far from the typical softball questions morning show guests usually field. "Jennifer, I want to start with something that's been bothering a lot of people," Robin said, her smile fading slightly. "You've built your career on this relatable, down-to-earth image, but recently there have been some questions about whether that's really who you are behind the scenes." Jennifer's eyebrows raised slightly, caught off guard by the aggressive opening. "I'm sorry. What do you mean by that?" "Well, there have been reports from various film sets suggesting that your behavior doesn't always match the persona you present in interviews," Robin continued, leaning forward slightly. "Some crew members have described you as demanding and difficult to work with." The smile on Jennifer's face faltered for just a moment before she regained her composure. "Robin, I think there might be some misunderstanding here. I've always tried to be professional and collaborative on every project I've worked on, but that's not what we're hearing," Robin pressed, shuffling through her notes. "In fact, we've spoken to several industry insiders who paint a very different picture of Jennifer Lawrence, the person, versus Jennifer Lawrence, the public figure." Jennifer shifted uncomfortably in her chair, clearly not expecting this line of questioning. "I'm not sure what industry insiders you're referring to, but I'd be happy to address any specific concerns if you want to share them." Robin's expression hardened. "Oh, I have plenty of specifics, Jennifer. Should we start with the incident on the set of your last film where you allegedly screamed at a makeup artist for 20 minutes because your coffee wasn't the right temperature?" "That absolutely did not happen," Jennifer said firmly, her voice taking on a sharper edge. "I don't know where you're getting this information, but it's completely false." "So, you're saying all these people are lying?" Robin asked, her tone becoming more confrontational. "Multiple sources, multiple incidents, all made up?" Jennifer took a deep breath, trying to maintain her composure on live television. "Robin, I came here to talk about my new film and my upcoming projects. I'm not sure why you're choosing to ambush me with unsubstantiated rumors instead of having a normal interview." "Ambush?" Robin laughed, but there was no warmth in it. "Jennifer, this is journalism. This is what real interviews look like when someone isn't just here to promote their latest project and collect their paycheck." The comment about collecting a paycheck clearly struck a nerve. Jennifer's jaw tightened and her posture straightened. "Excuse me? Are you suggesting that I'm only here for money?" "I'm suggesting that maybe it's time for some honesty," Robin replied coolly. "Your entire career has been built on this carefully crafted image of authenticity. But what happens when that image starts to crack?" Jennifer stared at Robin for a long moment, the silence stretching uncomfortably. In living rooms across America, viewers were leaning forward, sensing that something unprecedented was happening on their screens. "You know what, Robin?" Jennifer finally said, her voice controlled but clearly angry. I think there's been some kind of mistake here. You know what, Robin? Jennifer finally said, her voice controlled but clearly angry. I think there's been some kind of mistake here. The only mistake, Robin shot back, is thinking that you could come on this show and just charm your way through another puff piece interview. Those days are over. Jennifer's eyes widened at the unexpected hostility. Robin, I genuinely don't understand what's happening right now. Did I do something to offend you personally? Because this feels very personal. This isn't about me, Jennifer. This is about accountability, Robin said, her voice rising slightly. You've spent years cultivating this image as America's relatable sweetheart, but behind the scenes, you've been treating people like garbage. That is absolutely not true, Jennifer said, her own voice getting louder. I have never treated anyone badly, and I resent the implication that I have. Robin pulled out a tablet and began reading from it. Let me share some direct quotes from people who have worked with you. Quote, she acts like she's doing everyone a favor just by showing up. Quote, the real Jennifer Lawrence is nothing like the person you see in interviews. Quote, working with her was the most unpleasant experience of my career. Jennifer's face was flushing red now, her composure finally beginning to crack. Who said those things? Give me names, Robin. Because I have a right to know who's making these accusations. You know, I can't reveal sources, Jennifer, Robin replied with a smirk. But the fact that you're getting so defensive tells me everything I need to know. Defensive? Jennifer stood up from her chair. Something that never happens during live television interviews. Robin, you've spent the last 10 minutes attacking my character based on anonymous quotes that could be completely fabricated. And you think I'm being defensive? The camera operators were scrambling to adjust their angles, unsure whether to pull back or zoom in on the escalating confrontation. In the control room, producers were frantically debating whether to cut to commercial. Sit down, Jennifer, Robin said firmly. We're live on television. Maybe I don't want to sit down, Jennifer replied, standing her ground. Maybe I'm tired of being ambushed by someone who's supposed to be a professional journalist. Robin's mask of professionalism was beginning to slip as well. Professional journalist. Jennifer, I've been doing this job since before you were even acting in school plays. Don't lecture me about professionalism. Then maybe you should start acting like the professional you claim to be, Jennifer fired back. Because right now, you're acting like a tabloid reporter trying to create drama for ratings. The accusation about ratings seemed to hit Robin particularly hard. Her face darkened and she leaned forward in her chair. You want to talk about ratings? Let's talk about how your last 3 movies bombed at the box office. Let's talk about how your career has been in free fall for the past 2 years. Jennifer's mouth fell open at the personal attack. Are you serious right now? You're going to sit there and mock my professional struggles on live television. I'm not mocking anything, Robin said coldly. I'm stating facts. Your box office numbers are public record, Jennifer. Maybe instead of playing the victim, you should ask yourself why audiences aren't connecting with you anymore. This is unbelievable, Jennifer said, shaking her head. I came here in good faith to do an interview, and you're using it as an opportunity to kick me while I'm down. Nobody's kicking you, Jennifer. But maybe it's time for some hard truths, Robin continued, clearly emboldened by Jennifer's visible distress. Maybe the reason your career is struggling is because people are finally seeing through the act. Jennifer pointed directly at Robin, her voice shaking with anger. What act? Robin, you don't know me. You've never worked with me. You've never spent time with me outside of this studio. But you're sitting there making judgments about who I am as a person based on what? Gossip. I'm basing it on patterns of behavior that multiple sources have confirmed, Robin replied, not backing down an inch. And frankly, your reaction right now is proving their point. My reaction? Jennifer laughed bitterly. Robin, if someone ambushed you on live television with a bunch of lies and personal attacks, how would you react? I would handle it with grace and professionalism, Robin said smugly. Something you're clearly incapable of doing. The comment about grace and professionalism was the final straw. Jennifer's voice dropped to a dangerously low level. Grace and professionalism. Is that what you call this hit job you've orchestrated? I call it journalism, Jennifer. Real journalism. Not the softball interviews you're used to getting from entertainment reporters who are afraid to ask tough questions. Tough questions. Jennifer's voice was getting louder again. Robin, you haven't asked me a single legitimate question. You've just hurled accusations and insults for 15 minutes straight. Robin consulted her notes again. clearly prepared for this moment. Fine, here's a legitimate question. Is it true that you demanded a producer be fired from your last film because he questioned one of your creative suggestions? Jennifer stared at Robin in disbelief. Where are you getting this stuff? No, I have never demanded that anyone be fired for disagreeing with me. That's completely insane. So, another lie from your industry colleagues. Robin pressed. Jennifer, at what point do you accept that maybe the problem isn't everyone else? The problem, Jennifer said through gritted teeth, is that you've clearly decided to destroy my reputation on live television, and I have no idea why. Robin's expression shifted slightly, revealing what might have been satisfaction at Jennifer's obvious distress. I'm not destroying anything, Jennifer. I'm simply giving you an opportunity to address these concerns that people in the industry have been whispering about for months. Whispering about for months, Jennifer repeated incredulously. Robin, if there were serious concerns about my behavior, don't you think my agents, my publicists, or the studios I work with would have addressed them with me directly? Maybe they're afraid to, Robin suggested with a shrug. Maybe you've created an environment where people are too intimidated to be honest with you. Jennifer looked around the studio, taking in the cameras, the crew members watching in stunned silence, and the host who seemed determined to humiliate her on national television. This is insane, she said quietly, more to herself than to Robin. What's insane, Robin said, leaning back in her chair with what looked like satisfaction, is that it took this long for someone to finally call you out publicly. Jennifer turned back to face Robin directly, her eyes blazing with anger. Call me out for what exactly? For having a successful career? For being honest in interviews? For not being the perfect little puppet that morning show hosts apparently expect their guests to be? For being a fraud, Robin said simply, the words hanging in the air like a bomb that had just exploded. The studio fell completely silent, except for the hum of cameras and equipment. Jennifer stared at Robin as if she couldn't believe what she had just heard. In control rooms across the country, network executives were frantically trying to figure out how to handle the unprecedented situation unfolding live on their airwaves. The studio fell completely silent, except for the hum of cameras and equipment. Jennifer stared at Robin as if she couldn't believe what she had just heard. In control rooms across the country, network executives were frantically trying to figure out how to handle the unprecedented situation unfolding live on their airwaves. A fraud, Jennifer repeated slowly, her voice barely above a whisper. Did you just call me a fraud on live television? Robin didn't flinch. If the shoe fits, Jennifer, you've built an entire career on pretending to be something you're not. Jennifer's hands were visibly shaking now. Whether from anger or shock, it was impossible to tell. Robin, I don't know what I did to make you hate me this much, but this has gone way too far. Hate you? Robin laughed, but it was a cold sound. Jennifer, I don't hate you. I pity you. I pity someone who has to live such an elaborate lie every single day. You pity me. Jennifer's voice cracked slightly. Robin, you're the one who should be pied. You're a respected journalist who's chosen to spend 20 minutes of live television tearing down another woman based on anonymous gossip. Don't you dare make this about gender, Robin snapped, her composure finally showing real cracks. This is about honesty, something you wouldn't recognize if it hit you in the face. Jennifer took a step closer to Robin's desk, her voice dropping to a deadly quiet tone. You want honesty, Robin? Here's some honesty. You've just ended your own career because everyone watching this right now can see exactly who you really are. Robin's eyes flashed with anger. My career? Jennifer, I've been in this business for decades. I'll be here long after Hollywood gets tired of your act and moves on to the next pretty face. Your act? Jennifer's voice rose again. Robin, the only person putting on an act here is you. This sweet maternal morning show host persona you've cultivated. It's all fake, isn't it? Deep down, you're just a bitter, vindictive person who gets off on making others miserable. Robin stood up abruptly, matching Jennifer's aggressive posture. How dare you question my integrity? I have won awards for my journalism. I have interviewed presidents, world leaders, celebrities at the height of their careers and the depth of their scandals. I don't need some overpaid actress lecturing me about professionalism. Overpaid actress. Jennifer's voice was reaching a breaking point. Robin, at least I earn my money by actually creating something. What do? You sit behind a desk and tear people down for entertainment. I inform the public. Robin shot back. I ask the questions that need to be asked. I hold people accountable when no one else will. Accountable for what? Jennifer screamed, her composure completely gone now. For being successful, for working hard, for not being perfect every single second of every single day. Robin's face was red with anger now. All pretense of professional conduct abandoned. For lying to millions of people about who you really are, for taking their money and their admiration under false pretenses. Jennifer pointed directly at Robin, her fingers shaking with rage. The only liar in this room is you, Robin. You lied to me about what this interview was going to be. You lied to your producers about your intentions. You lied to your viewers about your motives. My motives are crystal clear, Robin said through clenched teeth. To expose the truth about Jennifer Lawrence. The truth. Jennifer laughed bitterly. Robin, you wouldn't know the truth if it walked up and introduced itself. You've spent this entire interview repeating gossip and rumors like they are facts. Robin grabbed her tablet and waved it in the air. These aren't rumors, Jennifer. These are documented incidents from people who have worked with you. Documented by who? Jennifer demanded. Show me documentation. Show me proof. Show me anything other than anonymous quotes that could have come from anyone or no way at all. Robin's grip on the tablet tightened. I don't have to prove anything to you, Jennifer. I'm the journalist here. No, Jennifer said firmly. You're not. Journalists report news. Journalists verify sources. Journalists maintain objectivity. You're just a bully with a television show. The accusation of being a bully clearly struck a nerve. Robin's voice dropped to a dangerous whisper. Get out. Jennifer blinked in surprise. What? I said get out. Robin repeated louder this time. Get out of my studio. Jennifer stared at Robin in disbelief. Your studio? Robin, this is ABC Studio and we're in the middle of a live television broadcast. I don't care, Robin said, her voice shaking with fury. I want you gone. Security. The word hung in the air like a thunderclap. Camera operators looked at each other in confusion, unsure whether to keep filming or cut away. In the control room, producers were screaming into their headsets. Security, Jennifer repeated incredulously. Robin, are you completely out of your mind? Two large men in dark suits appeared from the wings of the studio, clearly unsure about what they were supposed to do in this unprecedented situation. Escort Miss Lawrence from the building, Robin commanded, not taking her eyes off Jennifer. Jennifer looked at the security guards, then back at Robin, then directly into the camera. This is what happens when you dare to stand up to a bully, folks. This is what passes for journalism at ABC. Don't you dare. Robin snarled, stepping around her desk. Don't you dare turn this around on me. You came into my house and disrespected me. Your house. Jennifer's voice was filled with disbelief. Robin, this is a television studio, not your personal kingdom where you get to abuse guests. One of the security guards stepped forward hesitantly. Miss Lawrence, we're going to need you to come with us. Jennifer looked at the guard, then back at Robin. This is unbelievable, Robin. You've just destroyed whatever credibility you had left. Everyone watching this can see that you're completely unhinged. The only thing people can see, Robin said, her voice dripping with venom, is an entitled celebrity having a meltdown because someone finally told her the truth. Jennifer shook her head in amazement. The truth, Robin. The truth is that you're a sad, bitter woman who gets her kicks from tearing down successful people because your own life is empty. Robin's face went completely white at the personal attack. How dare you? How dare you come into my studio and attack me personally? Attack you? Jennifer laughed hysterically. Robin, you've spent the last 25 minutes attacking me personally. You've called me a fraud, a liar, and suggested that I abuse people. But the moment I defend myself, suddenly I'm the one who's out of line. The security guards were looking increasingly uncomfortable, clearly not wanting to be part of whatever was happening between the two women. Miss Lawrence, one of them said gently. Please, we need you to come with us now. Jennifer looked at the guard, then at the cameras that were still rolling, capturing every moment of the unprecedented confrontation. Fine, she said quietly. I'll leave. But everyone watching this needs to know that what they just witnessed wasn't journalism. It was a character assassination. Get her out of here, Robin said coldly, turning away from Jennifer. And someone cut the cameras. But the cameras kept rolling as Jennifer walked toward the exit, flanked by security guards. Just before she reached the door, she turned back one final time. Robin, she called out, her voice carrying across the silent studio. I hope whatever drove you to do this was worth destroying your reputation for. Robin didn't respond, but her hands were visibly shaking as she stood alone at her desk, the weight of what had just happened beginning to sink in. Jennifer Lawrence had been escorted off the set of Good Morning America, but not before millions of viewers had witnessed one of the most shocking confrontations in live television history. The question wasn't whether this would become a viral moment. It was how long it would take for the fallout to completely reshape both women's careers. And there you have it, the explosive confrontation that shocked the entertainment world and left viewers questioning everything they thought they knew about live television interviews. What started as a routine promotional appearance turned into a career-defining moment for both women involved. Make sure to subscribe for more incredible behind-the-scenes stories from Hollywood. And drop a comment below telling me this. Do you think Robin Roberts crossed the line, or was Jennifer Lawrence's reaction completely out of proportion to the situation?